Good way to tell that I set this scene up originally forever ago. I actually have a Discord little thing on this for a server I think hasn't been around almost a year now. I think that's the server I was doing it out of. Okay, let's get this over to the correct scene. Ah yes, my alerts suck. I've messed around a little bit with the audio. I should be a touch louder. The ducking shouldn't be quite so sudden. Yeah, we have our goof. Not as upgraded as I would have liked. By which I mean, of course, it's not upgraded at all. I think, given the fact that it's defensively, it's about as good as the rest of them. And Fritz is always going to be faster than us. Just inherently, he has a much higher reflex stat. I think attack is really going to be the major thing. And just, Fritz with... We would need 14 more speed on our suit to go before Fritz. Fritz, of course, has the fastest suit. Oh, I'm being dumb. I forgot to grab water. I'll do that before I actually, have to do it in the middle of actually doing something. There we go, that's a lot better. Just checking this. I can't remember how much I set up these suits last time. Looks like everything's set up pretty much how I want it. I believe we're headed towards Fort Arid. I think it's on the map. Okay, it's not on the map, but I believe it is the area connected to Africa, so I think it's just south and west. so of course I start by going east. Yeah, we're actually pretty good on our damage output and retaliatory damage, which is always nice. Okay, so now it's just straight west, I think. It's been a week since I played this, and I was never really good at remembering this early part. Still died, but that's about as successful as you can get from one of those. Yes, I'm pretty sure this is where we needed to go. I couldn't remember if we'd actually gone to Fort Arid, but I sort of vaguely recalled it being important. I don't know if we have a hacking tool. Okay, so we meet another person in an awful outfit. I mean, there's Gundam outfits, and then there's MS Saga outfits, and the MS Saga outfits are pretty much universally worse. How much HP this GM has. It is awfully fast though. Also, I'm willing to bet that when we get access to said suit, it will not have anywhere near as much health. It's just the way these things go. Not even, an oddity for this game, that's just... So, I think we have potential access to... Okay, so Tremi's just batshit insane. I think we have access to another suit's worth of data. If we go back to the moon arc. I don't think I've ever clicked that before, because I don't remember this music. Tremy is, of course, a little bit higher level than us. She's a perfectly reasonable character to use. As you can see, her actual stats are, at the moment, I think probably better than anybody's at effectively everything. And her suit's decent. It needs some attack plus. I don't remember what her optional parts do. But you can see she doesn't have much in the way of techniques. I believe eventually she kind of focuses more on being a physical character to a certain extent. But of course right now she can do basically anything reasonably well. Now, because we have access to that, and because we're going to be, I'm pretty sure, getting a new suit, I'm not really concerned about using anybody's TP for healing. We are going to go to the Moonarch first, because suits don't tend to stay relevant for super long, so I do want to get it while it is available. If we had talked to everybody when we grabbed the key card level 1, I'm pretty sure that somebody would have brought it up. Either that, or you're just supposed to remember that you ran into a "this needs a key card level 1" door. The boost goofs have more HP than I was expecting. I was expecting him to die on the counterattack. Goofs are pretty decent. I seem to recall that of everything we have and will have for a little bit, they last a pretty long time. Probably screwed this up, didn't I? Okay. I am apparently misremembering where things are. Excellent. Oh god, it's the one on the west there, the southwest, isn't it? What? No, because the southwest is the G system that I think is effectively destroyed. So it has to be west of Isengard. Also, I still kinda hate that the Isengard. I still kinda hate that the Isengard is shown as a dungeon. At least partially, because I'm pretty sure we're done with that. Now, of course, knowing what remembering what I sort of vaguely remember, I think it does come up as a dungeon again, and then once you do that, it no longer shows up as being a dungeon, but it seems dumb to me that it's showing up as both a town and a dungeon at present. That was mostly just because I wanted to get the TP back. And that's mostly true, but it's also completely and totally blatantly false. So where did Tremy get her mobile suit? Who knows? Where did Tremy come from? Who knows? Why does Tremy have such an awful outfit? Anime. And no, I'm not going to bump her suit up to usability right now. I should swap our weapons around a bit. Her weapons are a decent amount stronger than a lot of what we have right now. One of the real problems is just without any attack plus, seats are already behind. It is the way it is. If there's any random encounters in here. One of the neat things about the game making you run through the forts is that they can have encounters pop up, static encounters pop up in them. And it's, you know, obviously they're not doing it here because they don't need to. They don't want to reveal their hand too early. But it's you know, it's a good thing that they kind of get you in the habit of going through meaningless areas and thinking of them as safe. It is slightly tedious, and I would mostly prefer if it didn't happen, but if you're gonna make it happen, you know, at least set it up as a safe area. Or essentially safe area. Is this the door? Did I already miss the door? Was it through the other door? I'd love to sit here and blame this on, you know, last time I played being a week ago. The dungeons are mostly forgettable for MS Saga. It's got the same issue as, like, Mega Man Command Mission and Dragon Quest V. In that, you know, it's corridors. A lot of the earlier, and even some of the mid-times PS2 RPGs have just incredibly forgettable dungeons. Because there's no... What the hell am I trying to say? Memorable bits? That's not what I'm going for. Things for you to build a mental location, or mental map of the location around. Also, I think... I'm gonna do this real quick. I think I had the general compressor that I have for game audio down a little bit too low. Because what I'm trying to go for... Oh, I don't think we have enough data for that anyway. We would need to purchase some... Yeah, we don't have the cash for that at present. So this will become relevant again when we get level 3 keycard. Well, the Zaku 2 special, I believe, is something that will be sticking around for a bit. So, I think what we're going to do is port on over to Port Marley and hit up the dungeon that's right near there. Grind out a little bit of cash. And use that to get... I'll see if I can get enough cash to show off the plus 15, or if you have enough data. Okay, that's south and east. I had already forgotten about the acid gems over here. I mean, they're not dangerous aside from the acid effect, and I think we actually have a spell way to heal it, but... prefer not having to potentially deal with it. One thing that is actually kind of nice about this, that's not super common, is speeds seem to mostly be fixed. If you're faster than the enemy, you're going to stay faster than the enemy, without arbitrarily changing the relative speeds too frequently. For this, while I'm grinding, I'm also going to be checking to see if I missed any chests. I think that first chest was on the left, so I don't think we did, but... And actually, this is a perfectly good time to swap in me. As mentioned before, the attack here does not show the effects of her own stats. So, the heat sword from Tremi will be doing about as much damage as the claw beam, but of course Tremi will be going first. Pretty consistently. She is as much faster than Fritz as Fritz is faster than Mylord suck, Tristan. And if I am a tiny bit clearer now than I was before, that's entirely because I rotated the mic to actually be pointed at my mouth. I have a bad habit of not doing that. Of course, right now nobody can compare to the goof with, spear. If Tremi maintains her strength advantage over Tristan, it's not an awful idea to give her the better melee suit. At least partially because melee does not maintain its damage advantage for that long. Once things like the Gundam show up, melee takes a bit of a backseat for a while. a lot of it comes down to we'll keep getting newer and better guns in the same form factor even. In some cases smaller form factors. But weapons will... melee weapons will just become huge and a massive pain in the ass to put on anybody that's not focused on melee. Also, I'm not going to be able to kill everybody because I believe everything is left to right, so... Oh, Johnny took no damage. I was looking over to see any if there was any dropped frames because right before I started streaming I noticed that Ty was having an issue with dropped frames. Saw that he tweeted about that. Oh, apparently if you are not capable of having a turn, that also means that you can't counterattack. I don't know if we ever get surprised by enemies though. With how little money we're making, combined with, I seem to recall that the data is like 40 ECAPs, not ECAPs, 40 whatever the money is, a thing, credits. I am suspecting that we will need to do a little bit of grinding before we'll be able to do anything, and probably we'll still need to sell some stuff. But this is a real good example of a scenario where if you just had a whole bunch of cash for whatever reason, you could come into these scenarios with much stronger suits. Because for at least for a bit now, we'll be going into quite a few battles without fully upgraded suits. And of course it doesn't make a huge difference most of the time, but it makes a pretty big difference when it comes to damage done. Once we get access to shops that sell individual parts, some of which are a fair amount better. We'll be in a situation where it's even more obvious that money can directly translate to a fair amount of power at certain times. But for a lot of the time, it's actually the ECAPs, small and large, that you're running short on to provide additional power. I think that's a fist attack. I say that primarily because of the Ken at the end. Yeah, fist. Just Kristen's kind of a jack of all trades, but focused entirely on melee. In that way, he is pretty weird, pretty strange. And we should have gotten everything here. Like I said, I'm just going through this again to see if we can get some money. I think I'm actually going to skip on making the Zaku 2 special, while I believe it is Char's suit. Red Zaku and all. I'm not currently running into any issues with suits. There's not an infinite supply of large E-caps. And while the Zaku 2 special, I am pretty sure, is one of the ones you don't otherwise just get by default. The later suits are, of course, exponentially more powerful than the early suits, and I believe that there are options to get data for those. I mean, at some point in time, I'm going to actually go and look at the various body datas. As well as I seem to recall making at least a few of something. One of something, I should say. Because I wanted either the arms or legs. Certain things, almost all of their good side is in the parts they come with by default. So, it is what it is. Yeah, I think that's good for now. I think if we go over to Eisengrad and make our 2 new suits a bit stronger, we won't really be concerned too much about not having the Zaku 2 special. Durability upgrade for each. Another one for the goof would have probably been better. But, yeah. Let's check out what those command parts are. So we have actually a fair number of HP parts. And heat guards and medical systems. I do think that actually keeping her with the HP parts is a good idea. We're not yet at the point where the energy capacitor is, I think, useful yet. Actually, let's check something. Yeah, we don't have... we can't get somebody to the point where they can do a shoot-all right off the bat, which is the real point you want to get to for making these battles essentially meaningless. And that double arms is essentially just to use her little arm missiles. She's probably not going to be using that machine gun Kai very frequently. But of course now she's actually in a state where she is much stronger. She can do better than that heat sword. Especially since the heat sword doesn't do much. And the small cannon's not going to help her. Of course, the arm machine guns are also a fair bit weaker than those missiles. Yeah, she needs either a sword or a lance. She can't do her stuff with a axe. Unfortunate. Lance, of course, being the other term for spear. I'm not sure why they chose... No, I think I just misread that, didn't I? No, it does say lance. I'm pretty sure that just means spear. Oh, this actually, the spear would fit. There's basically no reason to do it, but the spear would fit. Zaku 2 is actually a tiny bit more capable of damage than the GM command. Of course, that's because it has the claw. I don't think I have arms that I can swap, so it's not relevant. I do. Yeah, so it's one worse at melee, so it's not actually worth it. And something that we can see is that Tremi colored her suit. The default color, of course, being the... I used to know this. I think it's the ground color. And of course you can't get to that quite off white. Nor can you get to that blue, or I'm pretty sure we can't get it quite to that gray either. Everything we do is... that's close enough. But basically every time I go through this normally, every time I've gone through the game normally, I end up using way more E-caps early than I should, and run into the issue of, oh, I can't make some of the suits I want when I'm in a point where I'm actually kind of struggling with stuff. Oh, we can't go down there anyway. God, I hate this map at times. At times being most of the time. And of course now we're actually doing pretty good damage, you know, even better damage with our best suits. Should probably change her general purpose stuff to using the arm missiles. just because that is a fair amount stronger. I couldn't see the triangle for a second. But yeah, right now the closest thing to a dangerous enemy for us is the boost goof. So if we ever run into the goof troop, we are, you know, maybe a little bit screwed, but... and even going slightly off axis to the top of the mic for this front address mic. Side address, I don't fucking know. I don't know the proper term to call a damn Yeti. I mean, it's you know, if you replace weird dude with weird girl, you then have Tremmy. So clearly Gavinger is going to be a party member for us. I was going to shorten that to Gav, and then decided after I'd already said Gav to not shorten it. Oh, I should have healed Fritz. Fortunately, we're attacking enemies that are defending right now. Oh. I, for some reason, was thinking that his techniques were sword lance as well. Fortunately, their repair isn't that strong. I don't know that it's worth it to switch off the weapon, because I don't know that our boost attacks are going to be that much stronger right now. And I think we're pretty close to starting to get some better weapons. And it being a fort, there's not really any concern about random encounters. Oh, I think we can actually just go through this part. It looked closed off to me before. Boost goops. running my foot into something that is hell if I know. And I think rather than focusing on the one that's doing melee, we want to focus on the one that is charging. We're gonna get a hit on the one doing melee anyway, and we got the best hit we can do. But getting a free hit on, well, trying to kill the one that's, you know, trying to get to the point where they can use their own boost is far more important. Also, I just realized I had not looked over to the OBS window in a while. Huh. Looks like not all these are actually required. Interesting. And here is where it would be really nice have somebody set up to do shoot all. Hopefully that's not a fast boost. Looks like it is not. Pretty sure I made the correct call, given how little damage we took there. And I think this is the good one. Yes. So, yeah, a slight difference. Slight. Probably gonna go on the Zaku 2 for now. Since I think the handgun arm is what's providing a lot of that boost for crits. Which you can switch him back in. And let him use his slightly stronger 1 energy attack. Okay, so we'll get to experience what one of these boosts is. Yeah, shoot all. The thing that I was mentioning would be real nice to have free access to. Fortunately, enemies aren't especially strong. Of course, if you do have 4 of them going off at the same time, that would be pretty bad. DOM data, huh? It strikes me that I can't recall if there is a Rick Dom, or if this one caps it out at just standard old Dom. So these Zakus aren't especially dangerous. We are going to want to heal up. but I mean that's... a lot of that's just because of the whole I don't want to, I know sometimes these things have bosses. I don't want to go into one of those with no health. And we've already seen the HP boost parts. HP parts. Be pretty useful. Of course, right after I heal, we get a free heal. Super clever. I believe the back charge increases the amount of charge you get in the back. Yeah, by 1. Plus 1 energy in the back. That makes it pretty strong. It's a good part to have on somebody who's not going to be part of your regular enemy killing parties, but is part of your boss killing parties. Since one of the things that makes boss killers so powerful is their boost techniques. Tremi tends to end up being a pretty good boss killer that's awful against regular enemies. Right now, melee is just flat out stronger though, so... No, she attacked and then forced her way into your party. Keep up, Tristan. Remember quite exactly where we're headed now. Again, if I sound slightly different, I changed how I was sitting. I am beginning to think I fucked it up. Oh, I know what the noise I'm hearing was. I think the people next door are working on their house. If we let this get through, somebody probably dies. Who dies? Nobody dies. That's a surprise. That did less damage than I anticipated. That's actually a pretty decent amount of reward, both credits and XP wise. Especially once you get to the point where you can take that down without taking damage. Okay, so some point in time it might be covered by next time we level. This is one of the problems with how powerful levels can be. Not necessarily are, but can be. So I think I used that last one to heal a grand total of 6 health. I was thinking I knew where the heck we were going here, but... apparently I was wrong. I will also be right back. turning on my fan because it was starting to get warm, and I, of course, tripped over everything on the way over. So I think it's south of this mountain area, and then left. Because I'm pretty sure it's just more west than south of Fort Arid. And I think we went west enough that we couldn't go south because of that set of mountains. Oh, no, we could have... Dang it. I don't think... there are enemies in here. The worst outfit. Sorry, he's dead. Close enough. He's also dead. Also, why did she leave? Well, they're not really robots, they're mobile suits. There is a difference. Oh yeah, we can. It would probably be best to bump up one of these. I'm just going with the goof. Because I seem to recall it lasting longer overall. I should have done it after, you know, we fix everything up here. But, oof, that's expensive. I think we can get, I'm trying to recall if there's any weapons worth getting here. I'm willing to bet there is. Or whatever. I don't know what that noise that just peeked out the meter was. Huh. So yeah, this is pointing out one of the annoying parts about this. Also, Eldar Samnia is kinda crappy to go around. Because a lot of the exits are not obvious. And it's a hellhole. Also, I've never noticed Aeon's weird hat before. What in the world? Okay, so I think that is just the game audio, but... let's make it so that it's not going to mess around as much. I might need to just have a standard minor couple dB cut for PS2 games. On the other hand, I could have probably also just done that with compressor, but I don't like over-compressing audio. Even if that's definitely what I'm probably ending up with when I speak. Ah, see, so it's a good thing we didn't purchase the Zaku 2 special data. Because otherwise we would be broke and sad, and we would have spent way too much time doing that crap. Fortunately, instead, we are just broke and sad and spent time grinding out upgrades for the suits we are currently using. Okay, so I know that there's a lot of items here, I just don't know where they all are. Same 100% Fritz. Weapon store. I will say that it's weird seeing weapon stores, at least to a certain extent, because oh, this must be a weird shape, 5 wide. Assume that, you know, they would be for not, mobile suits. For ground-based combat, but there is no such thing. I believe that this is one of the better weapons we will get access to for a bit for the Shoot All. I believe Shoot All just ignores accuracy. And yeah, that's a good reason to not upgrade for a little bit. What's the Heat Hawk Kai? It's a fair bit stronger even than the other, so... Oh, actually what we should do, while I am thinking about it, we should go back and set parts. We got that sniper arm, and we might want to mess around a little bit with really just that. Nothing else. Now, it is stronger than the GM arm when it comes to melee, but it is so much stronger range that there's just not much reason to do that. It's the same melee strength as the command arm. So. And it's a pretty major improvement for Aeon Zaku 2. I don't think I'm even going to bother recoloring that. I don't think I have anything else to really... Oh, yeah. The GM command armor is actually pretty good from a armor perspective. And it's fairly lightweight, doesn't mess with the speed too much. The goof spikes are one of the major things, just slowing the hell out of the goof. But, with something like the command armor, it would be plus 12 armor and plus 8 speed, but it would also lose 18 of its melee attack. I think we have... Oh, we do. You know something? I think I'm just gonna throw that on Aeon. She is the person who's gonna be in the back for now, so... Yeah, that's good. One of the reasons I was doing that was because... Oh. This is also a way to go. I don't know what's down here. I think this is a chest. Oh, it's nothing worthwhile though. Man, game. That's just mean, putting a chest back there and then having it be crap. At least that's pretty good. And I think this is where we can purchase goof data, if we had held off. I really wanted a more capable mobile suit though, so... And of course we can sell that Zaku 1. There's no reason to keep it. None. I do want to keep things that we don't have actual replacements for, which in this case would be at least one set of arms and legs. I want to be able to move items around, and you can't just unequip arms, so... These spikes... Nobody's going to use them for now, and I suspect by the time we would potentially use them again, we will have access to much better stuff, especially in comparison to the Zaku spikes. So, I will sell those, I will keep the goof spikes. I don't think these I know are worthless. The bazookas make the small cannons worthless. The single machine gun Kai makes the bazooka worthless. The iron axe is crap. Heat sword's worse than what everybody's using. And of course, since we're not going to make another goof, we can sell that data. And with that, we can get a Heat Hawk Kai for the goof. Get a Heat Saber for, well, it's a slight improvement, but yeah, even before, it's the same strength as the spear was without the involvement of Kristen's stats. So 3 armor versus 2 attack for something that will already be a tank for us just based off of the armor stat. I think that 3 armor is probably worth it. Oh, yeah. And that saves a little bit of money. Yeah, the arm machine gun can also be sold. And due to the size, we'll keep the pick. None of this stuff is really that useful right now. We may end up getting a beam gun or something, but I don't think most of these can be even, yeah. Yeah, these just, they're not that useful to us right now. We have things that prohibit their use. Oh, she actually mentions it. Well, that's actually pretty nice of the game. It is odd having all of these houses and none of them have anything. I mean, Saga Frontier 2 mostly has the same thing. There's a lot of houses and there's a lot of places you can go, and there's almost no treasure chests that aren't just, you know, very clearly marked. Yeah, there's a path back there as well. I think that this is thus going to be the Elder's house. So let's see about clearing out Olar Samnia. Ah, this is the data shop. I think we get a gun cannon for free. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's worth... Oh, okay, that's not true. It might be worth making your own, because I don't know if the one we get for free comes with the gun cannon shoulder weapon. It's dumb and complicated. Heat barrier. And a hacking tool. Also, I keep hitting the circle button. That's run in Saga Frontier. Yan and Gelgoog. So this is kind of an indication of just how far the mid-tier suits go into Gundam. Most of the things that we've seen, Command possibly accepted, have been regular Mobile Suit Gundam 0080 suits. The Yan and Gelgoog are a little bit later I believe the GAN is, well, okay, I believe the GAN is also Mobile Suit Gundam, but I believe it's later in the series. Oh, 0079 rather than 0080. Like I believe it's 30s, episode 30s, somewhere around there. And the Gelgoog is right about the same time period. So I guess what I should be saying is those two are contemporary with the actual Gundam, if I remember correctly. Whereas everything else we have been getting is early episode fodder, for lack of a better word. The goofs are kind of shown as, you know, being much tougher than the Zakus. And with the handful of pilots that are actually decent, they are very effective. Ah, Mystic. Well, at least he, you know, flat out admitted that that's horse crap. Also, that combo of sayings kind of feels like they cancel themselves out. So this is one of the times that the game is actually pretty good about this, because it acknowledges that the desert sucks. Also, this is kind of an oddity. Keep in mind, basically the entirety of Africa is suffering desertification. I think we've gotten everything here. Let's bump up our suits. Normally I would have said that the bumping up the suits is far more important than improving our weapons, but 30-point attack improvements for 2 suits for 1200 just isn't possible normally. So, next time we come back with, I think that'll be about 1100 credits, we will get Tremi's suit attack maxed out. And so, right now, keeping in mind that the number on the right does not include the number on the left, we have gone from about 185 attack with the spear to 240 with the Heat Hawk Kai. And I think hers was 140-ish with the whatever it was she had, to about almost 180 with the spear. So we are a fair bit more capable melee-wise. Actually, I do think I want to just use the I'm going to use repair to heal everybody. Give us that good annoying sound effect and then rest. Because I'm cheap. And then because I hit the wrong button there. Well, I didn't hit the correct button, is more the accurate thing. I hit the buttons in the wrong order. And if you can hear the people next door working on their house, I'd like to apologize for that. I know that some background noise can be very annoying. Crazy or crazy stupid or just stupid? Because we let you into the party, Tremmy. Same reason. Yes, we let you into the party, Trammy. You're having me repeat myself. What in the world? So, southeast. Unfortunately, this will just kind of obviate the disadvantage that the Zaku 2 is at relative to our good suits. But, you know, our better pilots are in our best suits right now, so... And we can see that we do want her having a sword eventually. I believe that range... Well, no, I don't think any boosts can be countered, so I don't know that ranged means anything there. This game's stuff is kind of inconsistent if it's not been super obvious. Also, I haven't really thought about this game in a long time, so... Could be a hell of a lot worse, though. Could have non-obvious mechanics that, you know, basically nobody understands. Like Saga. Could have that Saga attached to the end of the name actually mean something. Okay, pretty close to, yeah. And normally those have a save point pretty close to the start. No, apparently I'm not that close. This is one of the problems that you run into when one of your characters sucks. Also when you're trying to preserve PvP. Zaku Armor L already basically out of date? Like, I know that there's a distinct possibility that they're based off of actual mountain ranges and all, but still, fuck this. Tremmy had just been a tiny bit faster. Well. We have the regen kit. Haven't had to use an item prior to this. Oh yeah, there are ways of restoring TP. I don't think we get access to too many of them though. Yeah, I mean, we never really use that much TP, so... But yeah, as I was saying, there's a distinct possibility that this is based off an actual mountain range. And I still hate the designer that did it. No, that's pretty much what we do 100% of the time. I mean, Amuro planned more. Okay, that's not entirely true. I was thinking those had less health than they did. Gonna be a counter zone. So let's just have everybody charge. I mean, there's not gonna be any damage done. Oh. Still pretty little damage now. Although, with Tremmy having most of our defensive ability, and no, I'm not too concerned about, assuming that that was actually the yellow encounter. I'm not too concerned about being able to reach the save point. And getting the free heal. We are pretty close to another level, so... Is that? No, it's not a map. And I have no idea which way is which here. I know that there is some pretty decent stuff here. Because it is a, almost all of the early dungeons are what's going to equip you for a bit, or what's intended to equip you for a bit. I was thinking Counter Zone took 7. But this is a pretty effective way to, tell him to screw him. And it's always nice being able to actually just take out an enemy that's doing a boost attack prior to them being able to do a boost attack. And that is another free gun cannon, which is actually also pretty nice. I don't know how common that is. I don't know if that's a guaranteed drop from that. I do know we can't actually equip it with that tomahawk equipped. And I also have no idea where we're going. Oh, that was actually probably a static drop. Because that was a yellow encounter, wasn't it? I don't know. That might have just been a random drop. Do we have a... No. And I don't know what the dangerous enemy in this group is, if there is a dangerous enemy. Something tells me mass-produced gun tanks are not going to be it. Oh, it's sort of dangerous. So I'm thinking rather than having the cut like I do currently, what I'm eventually going to switch that to is probably going to be some additional a stronger compression, but at a... it will require it to get to a higher dB level. And that Zaku armor is really actually pretty far out of date. I think Zaku armor Kai would be... I think this... I seem to recall this being decent. No, it's worse than the machine gun Kai. Why? And that's to avoid fights. Hacking tools. Okay. These are charging, which makes them no threat right now. And we're going to be able to get back. Apparently those things just drop gun cannons at a pretty decent clip. That's actually gonna probably be real useful when we are selling stuff. Because I think they sell for 400-ish? And obviously that's not a huge amount in this game. We've already purchased stuff that costs more than that. I assume North is actual progress, so I don't want to do that quite yet. Mega Cannon. It's charging. And now it's boosting. Tristan's just a little bit too slow. And we have another locked box. I'll open it. Heavy lights, heavy lights, heavy lights. I'm thinking this one was not worth it. I was apparently thinking wrong. That's actually pretty decent. Although, it can only be equipped on the goof. That's weird. That's mostly fine though. We can swap that out with the... with the heat hop tie. Well, actually a minor improvement for him, and a minor, actually pretty serious improvement for her. Might not be the worst idea to have them swap suits. Given their boost ability. And the whole she can use boosts with spears, and he can do boosts with axes. but for the most part, not really vice versa. It's not. I've played through a couple times, but not in a long time. And sorry about not responding to that question earlier. I didn't notice the chat window. And if it was a blind playthrough, I probably would have done a little bit more grinding. I definitely did a lot of grinding first time I actually played through. And fortunately, that overheat makes that one mostly irrelevant right now. That heavy lance is a lot better looking than a lot better looking than the spear was, in my opinion. But lances don't look real dumb when just held by a robot. If the question was, do I actually know what I am doing, the answer to that one is only sort of. I have no idea where I'm going in these dungeons, so I'm mostly just assuming, and I don't really have a plan as far as like hacking tools or anything of the sort. The extent of my plan as far as like the large E-caps is to hold off until I'm getting horrifically beat up before using data. Here I'm taking this path because it's the shorter one, so I'm assuming that's not going to be progress. Well, it looks like I'm wrong, so most likely the other one's just a dead end. The more natural dungeons all kind of... It's not entirely a set pattern, but it's something that starts to make sense to you after you've done a fair number of them. Like, I think this will be the... Not that I'm any good at the actual navigation, but I think this thinner route will be to treasure chests and such, and the wider route will be to progress. That's also because it's a lot of the dungeons have us going north for progress. Probably gonna get hit. Yeah, quick shot. These enemies actually hurt while doing quick shot. Yeah, this looks like it's just going to be... Oh. I think I'm incorrect. This was progress. I really like that little effect, though, of them popping up the, encounters on the map in the cutscene. I mean, that's the only option. And we get to check out his suit, I'm pretty sure. Since it's not upgraded, it kinda sucks right now. Having all of his stats be the same number. Hey, he's the big technique user. I was wondering, I couldn't remember what his actual deal was. Melee and techniques. Want to heal a little bit. And may as well use the Dawn. He can do the same thing that the counter Zaku's can. But I think the, I know that there's an upgrade of Bomber eventually, but... I think Bomber should do enough damage to take out the, yeah. And one of these is going to be doing a counter zone, and one's going to be doing a, better repair. One's probably going to be doing a punch. It probably doesn't matter which one I attack, since they'll all just be focused on the same enemy that's doing the counter zone. Also, I'm talking through this like it's an actual boss fight when there's, you know, red encounters further on. I'm actually pretty sure that this next one's going to be the closest thing to an actual dangerous encounter. The yellow ones, I guess I should say. These spear goofs are actually kind of rough. decharge Zaku's providing charge and giving them boosts this next turn. I just still want to focus on the goofs. Oh no, because we don't have the right weapon equipped. Of course. I don't think we'll do enough damage to kill the goof this turn. I think that'll be on Tremmy next turn. They're just going to defend out from here. That makes this a bit easier. Fortunately, once we do get through these, it's just a short jaunt back to the save point. Not get much less dangerous than mass-produced gun tanks. Sure, they did a fair amount of damage to Cavender, but his suit kind of sucks. Red encounters are probably going to be a pain, though. Well, the Mega Cannon on its own was kind of a pain, so I think that my statement's mostly accurate. Tremmy might end up getting killed by this, but so would, due to their higher defense, anybody we swap in would be more likely to die. Okay, it looks like that's hitting Tristan. And this is also hitting Tristan. So we'll just swap Tristan out. Or we won't need to. And we can swap them out next turn. Leon might be capable of doing more damage, but Fritz might be able to go first. Well, I was operating that like I was assuming Tremmy was going to miss, so... And we have one more encounter. Regular gun tank. I'm not sure how much more powerful that is. I do think we probably still want to take out the Zaku's first. So of course, one of the Zaku's and the gun tank are charging. Something's gonna be doing counters, though. Yeah, that actually makes that convenient. We don't yet have an idea for how much damage this will do. A lot to everybody. It didn't really matter which one we chose to attack, because we were going to be attacking that one. They might be dead anyway. Fortunately, the counter zone will be meaningless. I think that's probably fine. I think we probably have enough damage to kill the gun cannon. I say surprised that it's still standing. Okay, so the Zaku this time is doing a punch. Now, this would have been a bit easier if I had a, well, actually, really, if I just had the Zaku 2 special, because it would have had more HP, would have been better swapping out probably, I don't know. Maybe Aeon, maybe Fritz. I think we can probably get back to that save point without getting into an encounter. Much like Tristan, Gavinger's also a giant idiot. Good to know. So that's at least three of the 5 that are giant idiots. And there's Fritz, and Aeon has no memory of anything. I will say that I am at least glad that as we get more and more party members, a greater percent of the party is just shown to be the biggest idiots. The game going all in on everybody just being standard anime character is really nice for once. So part of that is there actually isn't all that much dialogue in this game. It's you get a cutscene, or maybe a couple cutscenes, a dungeon, and then a cutscene most times you return to a city. Okay. So it looks like I was actually correct in that so this is going to be rough, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how strong the mirror goofs are. Although if we keep missing, we don't really need to know. Fine. I don't know. Okay, so the mirror goof has less health than I thought. maybe about the same as the boost goof. Okay, so is this going to be more data? Yes. I seem to recall, as I've stated before, that we get a gun cannon for free. Now I'm wondering if that is the case. Okay. Even if she misses again, the counter wouldn't kill her. It only does like 40 damage or so. Normally, I guess I should say. There is the possibility of it doing more. Which is why, since there isn't a guarantee that she's actually going to hit, I'll just have Aeon come in and shoot. Guard. I think that's probably just another tiny shield. Oh no, it's a shield actually for melee. That'll slow us down a bit, but I think that's probably worth it. Yeah. GM can afford it more. And let's go back to that save. Save points being free healing mean that even if you are in an area where the random encounters are difficult, but you don't need TP to get through them, you can still come away ahead, which is nice. Nope, it was close a few times, but it wasn't too bad. Since these enemies don't do anything other than charge enemies, other than charge other enemies. Don't really have to worry about them. Although I should probably save. because I don't remember in the slightest what the boss here is. Red. Oh, we got beat to the punch here. Metal Zaku. I think these are like metal slimes from the Dragon Quest series. Since we don't have anything specifically designed to take them out. Oh. Oh, grenade doesn't actually work on them. So it's not, I apparently don't remember as much about the metal enemies as I was thinking I did. Okay, we can't do damage. We also apparently can't retreat. Does one of our techniques help with that? It only took like a million turns of trying to do one action. I mean, I remembered that even with metal killing techniques, it was pretty rare to actually bring them down, but I didn't remember them just being straight up undamageable like that. I must have just jammed through that. And I get caught in that little thing because I think that that's where it's trying to push me towards. Wasn't this the same as the other? Red encounter we had? didn't miss to start with, so... We're already doing a little bit better. Oh, we didn't heal Tremmy, so... This is probably faster. No, we don't have that. Just switch that back to Charmer and have her do melee attacks. For the purpose of getting through this quicker. I think in this case it's back to heal again and save. I think we're probably closing in on the boss. That's actually a good ability to have. Although, as we've seen with a few of the enemies, Shot Burst tends to be just as good. Oh, well, how much it takes up. I don't have anybody with it. Okay, so I'm not seeing... Yeah. I was checking around to see if there was a chest first. I tried to avoid hitting obvious bosses before grabbing chests. That's a pretty big cannon. And it's a pretty big enemy, but Example. I think our first concern is going to be getting the... what are these? Dark guards down? And then we can concern ourselves with other things. Okay, they have less health than I expected. Unfortunately, this one's already ready to boost. Oh, that's actually perfectly fine. It's defending, sure. Oh, that's not good. Okay. With crits. I think what I'm gonna do is switch Tremi and have Gavinger heal her. Hi, Repair. We may need to use defense hack. Pretty sure all of its boost attacks can be negated by Chaff Field. I don't know how much damage the Missile Barrage is going to do. I probably should have had at least somebody defend. That's not near as bad as I expected. This is going to take a while. Ah, that's what's going to make this a pain. That will also make this a pain. I suspect we're only about a fifth of the way through his, health. And a lot of that was the... power attack. This looks like a beam, but I think it's still... yeah. This is probably a bad idea, but... that's doing about the same damage. Well... in that case, let's switch Fritz in and have him charge. Under the assumption that we will need to do Chafe. Chaff. So we can comfortably do, what, another round of Chaff after this. And hopefully we won't be, you know, we'll be done with it after that. Apparently not, but... we don't need to worry about it right now. That wasn't near as bad as I was anticipating. Tristan ended up getting a decent level as far as speed goes. And of course, since some of the early techniques you get are the escape and auto drive, I'm going to use those to go back to... Well, I'm always amazed that they actually allow you to go back to Eisengrad right now. So I'm going to go back to Eldar Sandman. And that's going to be it for me for this time, once we save and heal. I will be back with, that's not the right store, with more of this on Tuesday, and I'll be back with some Saga Frontier 2 tomorrow. Or I should be back. Thank you for watching. That is it for me.